Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we have another What's on the Shelf. This is going to be a long one, so let's get onto the shelf. First off, we have Alto Plano. Alto Plano is a bag building game where you'll be getting these food discs and different kinds of discs and putting them into your bag, drawing them out and using them kind of like workers, placing them on your board. And in this game, it takes place over several rounds. Each round is divided into 4 phases. You have the drawing phase, where you draw tiles from your bag, and then your planning, where you assign those tiles to your action spaces on the board. And then you carry out in turn order until everyone is passed the actions. And then cleanup, where you get ready for the next round. And then the game end is triggered by either one location being emptied, or if there's not enough extensions remaining to fulfill or to fully refill the extension strip. You'll finish the round, have one final round. The player with the most points at the end of the game wins. On to the next thing. We have Drawn to Adventure. Drawn to Adventure is a roll and write game, and in this game, you will get your pen and get ready. You and up to 3 other adventurers will soon embark on a campaign adventure to explore 3 unique fantasy world maps. As brave adventurers, you will use your skills to complete quests and side quests. When you complete quests, you will gain rewards such as mana to activate special powers or experience to level up your character, and treasure as well. And then after you finish the final map, the adventurer with the more valuable treasure will be declared the winner. And that is Drawn to Adventure. And it's got dry erase markers and spiral bound flipbooks. So a little bit different than most roll and write games. Next up, we have A Fistful of Meeples, and this is a Mancala style game. You'll be grabbing a group of meeples and dropping them around the board and fulfilling different actions as you place them down. It's Mancala meets worker placement in the Wild West. On your turn, you grab a fistful of meeples, like I said, then place them around in the street. You take actions such as mining for gold, building businesses, dueling in the street, setting off explosives for jailbreaks. And after the dust is settled, the player with the most points wins. Next up, we have Century Golem Edition. In Century Golem Edition, you'll explore the markets, trade and improve your offerings, and then sell and score. You'll be using cards to kind of engine build to gain gems, and then using them gems to create new golems, and those golems give you points. And it's pretty simple, fast game. And yep. And then next up we have Century Golem Edition Eastern Mountains, which is the second in the Century Golem series. And in this one, you'll be designing your own maps on a modular board, exploring to create your own trade routes, and delivering at the village. And pretty self-explanatory. You'll be laying tiles and doing resource delivery. And the cool thing about the Century Golem Edition games is you can combine them together in different ways to form new games. So you can combine those two together to make another game. There's rules that come with it to combine them. And then next we have the Century Golem Edition, An Endless World. And in this one, you'll be activating locations with your trader, collecting or trading valuable crystals, and scoring points and getting golem abilities. And just like the other ones, you can combine all 3 of these together, or any 2, or play it by itself. And yep, that is pretty much Century Golem Edition, all 3 of them. And then next up, we have Small World. And in Small World, you will be picking a fantasy race and a special power combination, and then you use their unique racial traits and skills to conquer the surrounding regions and amass victory points. And you'll be placing down your tokens and trying to area control the map, and using you're, like I said, using your special abilities to do that, and eventually you'll go into decline and have to pick a new race and power combination. But on to the next one. Up next we have Prague Kaput Regni. And in Prague Kaput Regni, you will be taking on the role of a wealthy citizen, organizing various building projects in medieval Prague. By expanding wealth and contributing to the construction, gaining favor with the king, and you choose one of 6 actions, always available, but weighted with a constantly shifting array of costs and benefits. And it's got this really neat thing they call the action crane, and it moves, rotates, and it's got the different actions you can buy, and they get cheaper as it rotates. But there's a lot of components in this game, and it's got 3D construct pieces, and it's there's a lot in this game. And on to the next one, we have Dungeon Alliance. Dungeon Alliance is a deck building, dungeon crawl, player versus player, player versus monster, skirmish type game where you're going in and exploring dungeon. You're picking one of 2 tiles every turn, placing it down as you open doors and discover the monsters that are in those rooms. And the other player controls the monsters, and you have your group of 4 unique heroes that form up your team and form up your deck as your deck building. And you'll kill monsters, get experience points, and spend those points to buy new cards. To go in, and you can go in and you get more points based off how much damage you do to the enemies, and you can go in and try to snipe someone else's enemy and just hit that 1 damage on it, so you also get some experience, or do an area of effect spell to kill off their person and knock them out and send them back to the beginning of their tile. But that's enough on Dungeon Alliance, and let's get to Wasteland Express Delivery Service. And this is a pick up and deliver game. You'll be traveling around a post-apocalyptic world in your souped up hot rod or school bus or whatever thing you have, and you'll be trying to complete contracts and sell various resources. It's got a shifting market where it changes based on what's selling, and you can make more or less and screw people over. And then there's these other priority first class contracts, which everyone's trying to compete over. But it's a modular board, and you travel around. It's got a really nice insert made by Game Trays, and cool little miniatures as well. And you also need to avoid or fight the raiders that are traveling around as well, and steal their resources. And then there's a big boss dude as well. But after that, we have Fort. And in Fort, it's a deck building game with a twist. Your cards not only let you take actions on your own turn, but also let you follow the other player's actions on their turn. And you can either try to play up your cards, or if you leave your cards out, then the other player gets a chance to steal some of your cards that you did not play. It's a pretty fun deck building game. Next up, we have Dawn of Mankind. And in Dawn of Mankind, you'll be moving your workers along different paths as they get older and learn new knowledge. And like you could send them down the path to learn fire, and as they go down the tracks, they get older and eventually die. But you'll take turns choosing either to perform an action or rest. When you perform an action, you'll move one of your clan meeples from the ready area forward along a line to an action tile, bump any opposing clan's meeples from that tile to the next ready area, and then perform the action shown. When you rest, move all your clan meeples that are on action tiles to the next ready area, and then spoil your food resources down. But it's a fairly fun game. I know a lot of people that I personally know really like this game, so that's Dawn of Mankind. Next up, we have Windward, and the object of the game of Windward is to become the most notorious captain on the gaseous planet of Celsus. Become the master of the skies by hunting dangerous leviathan-like beasts called cresters, plundering opponents, and using cunning maneuvers to harness the power of the ever-changing wind. Player with the most notoriety points at the end of the game is the winner. But you're flying your airships around, fighting these giant flying whales and smaller flying whales, and then dragging their carcasses back to trade in for trade in for teeth, which is, I guess, your kind of victory points. And yeah, that is Windward. And after Windward, we have the Dragon Prince Battle Charged. And in the Dragon Prince Battle Charge, you control the heroes of Zadia in fast-paced magical combat. Your goal is to deal damage to knock out your foes. If your turn achieves 3 knockouts, or your team achieves 3 knockouts, you win. And on your turn, you'll be playing cards. You get to play a move card, an attack card, then any number of techniques or ongoing effect cards. And then to end your turn, you discard and then draw back up to your hand size. So it's a tactical combat game using cards, and you're trying to knock out your opponents. And then on to the last one for this shelf, and that is Furnace. Furnace is a I guess engine building type game, and you take on the role of a 19th century industrialist, purchase new production facilities, and timely upgrade them to extract and process your resources in the most effective way as you build your engine. And it's got this cool auction mechanic where you're given these 4 different numbered discs, and every turn you'll be bidding on the production facilities that are out there. And the cool thing is, even if you don't win the building with the highest number, so say I play a 4 and you play a 3, I'd get the building, but you would get whatever the bonus on the card is multiplied times your 3. So you still have to think in strategy of that way of, do you actually want the building or do you want that bonus? But that's it for this shelf. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and ring the bell to keep up to date with my latest videos. And as always, have a great day.